Hello this evening. Now this is our request reading. This will be about Usher and Diddy, right? And this is a viewer's request. I got so many emotions going on at one time. I want to say, first of all, I did a very mini pre-session of this reading. I can tell it's going to be very draining and very emotional. I'm instantly picking up a great deal of sadness. Sadness, okay? And starting this video, I must also state that, there's so many things I want to say, but so many ways you can only say it, right? We have to use the word allegedly. And I hate that word because it kind of diminishes our accuracy, which is spot on, whether you know it or not. And I want to start with this. I've been doing a lot of pre-sessions about Diddy and other victims, and I'm going to tell you like this. Diddy, you are a monster. I'm going to tell you that. And that's not allegedly, okay? But for this particular reading, we are going to have to do where they say this information is alleged, okay? Now, and it's only for other purposes because of the world that we live in. Y'all, I already know I'm not going to like what I'm about to get and what I have to say is not going to be very good, all right? But we're going to go into the reading about this evil person that should have been locked up so long ago. So long ago. All right? Kind of irritates me to see him on beaches dancing and smiling and laughing. Where there are so many victims that are suffering in the shadows. But hey, money talks, right? So we're going to go ahead and go into the reading. This is Usher's background. I feel like, you know, he was raised in a very Christian home or a church-going home. There's some strong connection with his grandmother. He really honors and respects her opinions. She has great advice, okay? Growth. Now, I feel like his grandmother knew from the start he would be like a star or someone important. He's very talented, very intelligent guy. Even as a little boy, I feel. And she just knew there was something about him, you know? I feel that his grandmother is very intuitive, very empathic. I feel she would have dreams about him. She's always just so worried about him, okay? Somewhere in Usher's fame, okay, when he was young, I feel like he became exposed to things, these parties, these get-togethers that involved sex rituals, things that he had never seen before, a life that he was not used to, okay? Again, he did grow up in a very strong church background, especially around his grandmother. So I feel he was a very respectful person. Um, just basically a good boy that got wrapped up in this industry way of living. Um, there's two sides, you know, there's good, there's bad, and he got exposed to the bad side, I feel. Many love affairs. I feel that Usher started having sex young, getting into his sexuality young, being exposed to sexual things very young. And someone definitely lied to him, okay, in this industry. And I feel also lied to his guardians at the time about what they were trying to do with him, where they were trying to take him as far as fame is concerned. Okay, this was a time people were not aware of these associations that are in the industry. As you know, there are groups, elite groups. We're talking again stuff like Illuminati, stuff like rituals, stuff like sacrifices, weird stuff, y'all. That we just definitely wasn't even thinking about then, okay? These things are a lot more exposed these days, so we are a little more aware. But this had to do with politics in the industry, okay? And the helper, which was a female, and also this predator, as we know, would be Diddy, because he is a predator. I'm gonna go into some heavy stuff, y'all. That, you asked for the reading, you're gonna need the reading. And this person feels like they got a victory out of it. So listen. Yes, okay, so there was something about that timing, okay? Usher was young, he was of the essence, he was very impressionable. He didn't know much about the industry, so he got taken advantage of a lot. And I feel neither did his guardianships know about the industry and how it works, so they were just told anything and kind of were like, okay. They put their trust in Diddy, okay? And this was, of course, the last thing you should ever do. Now, here's where we're going into holding your seatbelts, okay? Anytime you talk about Diddy, you gotta fasten your seatbelt. Diddy was very attracted to Usher. I mean, Usher is an attractive man. You know, he's very charismatic. He's charming. He just had it as far as the talent was concerned, okay? There was a lot of energy with him. He has a lot of energy. And I feel that Diddy was very attracted to this, okay? Yes, indeed, something happened to Usher, and I feel like Usher does want his justice. Usher is in a place, and I've been kind of speaking with his heart, you know, before I did this reading. It's very saddening, and that's why I'm so down and sad doing this reading, because he's not ready, y'all, to tell what happened. He's not ready. He knows when he'll be ready, when he's comfortable letting out what happened to him, okay? So he was exposed again to other things, other worlds, kind of the way that they do their thing on the other side, you know, these rich elites, how they operate, how they live day to day. It's a total difference from ordinary life, okay? And yes, he was taken advantage of, absolutely, by Diddy. This is Diddy. We went into the narcissistic, psychopath, sociopath card. We know that Diddy is definitely a predator, very narcissistic traits, full of corruption. That's what he's about, y'all. That's how he makes his dollars. Let's not go into how many people he's had killed, and also where he's actually murdered people's spirits, y'all. There are victims. Do you understand that word, victim? People have been victimized by this man, and I know I'm telling the truth because stuff's moving. They have been victimized. He feels now that he wants to run from all these allegations, right? Where people are coming out with all these different stories and information about how they were treated and how they were done years and years ago as well. And there has been people watching Diddy, you know that, because he's no good. I don't like his energy. He comes off as a father figure to these new stars, these young stars, okay? One thing I will say though, y'all, one thing I will say, no, I don't like Diddy at all, but this is one time I feel that he kept his promise to Usher, that he would make him a star and he would give him some really good music, okay? And that he did deliver with Usher, okay? There were some that he promised this to that he never fulfilled anything. But this was one time that he did this. And I feel, again, he was very attracted to Usher, okay? Everyone's looking into these allegations, y'all, about Diddy and Usher, but I really feel like he hurt Usher, even medically, okay? Y'all, how blunt can I go? Alright, so let me, how do I say this? I don't know if y'all even ready for that. Well, allegedly, what the spirits were telling me is he was basically drugged and passed around to some rich black male clients, elites, all right? Things got really out of hand. All right. And this is why he was in the hospital, y'all. There was a man a long time ago that I watched, and he was just spilling his heart out. He said he was doing porno films, gay pornos. And the reason I'm emphasizing that, there's a reason, okay? So, something went really crazy on set. All right, and he was in the hospital for like a couple days, and basically he was saying that his anal part had been torn because I hope I can say this on YouTube, y'all. I guess I'm being a little too graphic. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how to put it in doctor's terms. But yeah. And I don't know any STD in the world, y'all, that you can get from, that you get, right? Like, say, the rumor about him having herpes, or Diddy giving him an STD, right? So, herpes is not going to lay you on your back, y'all, and put you in the hospital for days. I don't know any story about that. The spirits also went into graphic detail about what happened. I don't know if I could say all that on YouTube, y'all. But they definitely had to escort him to the hospital. You wanted to read and you got it. All right. So again, this is alleged. Mm-hmm. And of course, this was done by a traitor. He's a traitor. We know that, y'all. This is what he does. This is his spirit. He's a Judas. So, I believe he did pay for the medical bills to be hushed. All right. Can you imagine that medical bill? And what the doctor knew, let me tell you something else, the mother knew too. And maybe even the grandmother. I think it broke her heart. And that's the silver lining, y'all. Right? I feel that Usher was victimized. I got the ages between 15 and 16. I hope y'all didn't think when you asked about Diddy and Usher, I was gonna say they was having great times together, talking in the park. He took him to learn about the industry and really help him in life. I hope y'all didn't hope I was going down that road, because no. Alright? We're talking about Diddy here. So, this happened around 15, 16 years old. He waited till a certain amount of time, but I feel he had been grooming him since maybe 13, 14, something like that. He was very interested in Usher. Alright? And what he could bring to the table. You already know what he could bring to the table. Don't even act like y'all wasn't on the dance floor back then, when an Usher song came on. Okay? You know, they traveled together on the road, lived together. Too much together for my comfort, okay? But hey, they stayed in strong communication. And I feel when Usher was starting to learn more about Diddy, you know, he started to get scared, because there was a lot of things in the dark about Diddy. Things he was into, y'all. Things like this. Oh, yes. Police were looking into him then, but he was kind of untouchable. He was a big star. He had a lot of money, a lot of connections, a lot of clout. The story. A lot of hidden secrets about what happened to Usher. Usher, I know. You hear me? I know. And I know you're not comfortable yet. You're not ready to disclose this information. I know that. But I want you to know that it's okay whenever you're comfortable. Hopefully the people can get the truth about what he's done to others, including yourself. A lot of more people are coming out, Usher. So it's really okay that you don't have to be in fear anymore. I think he's more in fear of what people are going to say, what they're going to think, how they're going to treat him, how they're going to look at him. Because no matter what you say, people are coming out more and more about being victimized, but it's still not a subject that victims are really comfortable talking about. And they are looked at a certain way, and they are treated a certain way. This is a fact, okay? This is what he's in fear of, all right? Libras have a tendency to judge, but they don't like to be judged. And I do believe that's his sign. Hopefully I gotta look it up again. But he doesn't want to be judged, y'all. This is terrible. Okay? And thought, you know, this would be a new beginning for him. He was promised some things, like all the victims. Like all the victims. He was tricked. That's what I get. It's happened in a short period of time. I feel like between, like I said, when he's about 15, 16. There's a lot of secrets behind closed doors. It's happened to Usher, I feel, when he was a child. Still a child to me. A lot of strange things, y'all, that he really is not ready to disclose. And it's okay. It's okay. I do feel drugs were involved. I feel he was drugged. And yes, inside he is dealing with the war. He wants a war against Diddy. He was taken advantage of. But he feels trapped, y'all. It's changed his body in some way. He caused some things that cause sickness. Yeah, I feel his body's not well. And let me tell y'all something too. Yeah, Usher looks good in that tub, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But that's just what temptation is. It's an illusion. What you're looking at ain't really what you think it is. Just like you ever heard that story about, oh, that doggy looks so nice in the window. And you get it home, and that thing has worms. It has all kinds of complications. It won't easily be trained. That's just what it is. Everything that looks good on the outside, y'all, it's got some things going on in the inside. Trying to tell you. You don't think of the longevity of it. Yeah, this person looks good. But what comes with that person? How does it affect your life? Then it don't look good no more. This is done by higher ups, people, you know, high up, and we already know that Diddy's a control freak. And Usher feels in prison, y'all. He's going through something inside, internal. He's fighting his sexuality. He's fighting mental things, spiritual things. Not to mention the threats from this idiot, right? And he's got tapes where he blackmails everybody. And yes, the spirits also let me know there are tapes. That this was taped, y'all. And that's the truth. Did this for a come up, you know? He feels if this gets out, it could kill his career. Done by dark forces, okay? You know, Usher, I love you, hon. I feel like you brought us a lot of good tunes and just a sweet kid that got turned out in the industry. It happens so often, you guys. I can't tell you how many stories. I can't tell you how many stories of kids, good-looking kids that with bright futures that get turned out in these industries. Okay? I looked at him in another light in that tub, right? A lot of women were like, ooh, you know, and that's cool. He's a nice looking dude. I'm not even gonna front, right? But I was looking inside Usher. And there's some things going on, y'all. Where I feel like he's trying to make his outside look so good that you don't concentrate on the bigger picture, what's really going on, right? And we know Usher got issues. We all got issues. But we know something happened with that situation. You know? He wants to heal, but he doesn't know where to go. He wants to fight his spirituality. He wants to live a good life, but how can you live a good life and you're still singing about, you know, tearing women's panties off and you gotta pay the bills? It's rough, you know? What you want to do, Usher? What you want to do? You want to hear yourself. You want to come clean. You want to live right. You're getting older. You see that. You feel it. Even though you look good, Lord knows you look good, but you still your age, which is 45. And you starting to feel the 45 effects. And you know that it's only a matter of time you're getting older. Now there is evidence. There's evidence, y'all told you on the tapes, things, you know, evidence. This is kind of who's digging into Diddy right now. This is definitely a disaster that happened to him at such a young age. He has been threatened. He has been blackmailed. He has been shoved up against the wall. Yes, he has. Multiple people did this, y'all. The spirits let me know it was rich black men. That's all Diddy pretty much victimizes and rolls with. They've had an argument. Y'all ain't gonna believe this hard. Come on, Crime TV. Blackmail. That shit's being blackmailed, y'all. Acquaintance. He ain't the first. There's other victims being blackmailed by them tapes too. Them old raggedy tapes they found. Tapes about, you know, his baby's mom. Come on, y'all. Y'all already know what he did. With your collections, the tapes. Other people involved. I'm not sick of this dude dancing around being goofy. And he's done so many people so dirty, y'all. Probably had a friend help him. Usher was still in school, y'all, when this was going down. It's the doggone shame. But of course, the Ushers just work. It's another day at work. Some of the tapes are even missing, y'all. As evidence. As just happened inside. And I feel like inside the home or maybe the studio. And you already know who's on his tail. You know he's guilty. And definitely has his co-workers doing things for him. Very good. Spirits. Now, as you know, Diddy and Usher still alive, so we're not doing nothing EVP about it, but let's see if we can get anything else on our little cards, y'all. It's so sad, y'all. This feeling, I just want to shake it. I just want to cry about it all day. Like I said, Usher was still in school. You know, Usher comes from a very strong church background. That's where he gets his voice from. Come on, talk about it. That's how he could sing, y'all. Stay on tune. He started getting into a little trouble. You know, Diddy always getting in trouble. Gave him a chance. And they're drunk and high. Feels he was betrayed by his family because all they cared about was his fame and money, you know? And he's hiding all these things. Wanting to just be somebody else. I don't feel he wants to do this no more. I feel a lot of artists get trapped into this life because they still got to pay the bills, you know what I mean? But there does come a point in their life, they like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm older. I want to go sit down somewhere and do something different. But he feels like there's no other way out. I'm known as Usher. This is what I do. And I feel like, you know, this was done by high places, as you know. Taking them on these long trips and stuff. You know? Deleting evidence. He's very afraid of what people will think. Because his career is on the line. His whole reputation is on the line. He's already got so many other things being said about him, right? Where he has issues holding relationships together. Where he has problems fighting sexuality and his sexual urges. Where he, come on, you want to talk about spirit, is up all night thinking about his life, you know what I mean? Like in the past and how things took a turn. And he kind of wishes he was still that church-going boy in school, you know, instead of going into this life of fame. It's such a big difference for him. He knows, he sees that now. It's two different roads, right? And he just kind of wishes he would have just been a normal kid. It looked good to him then, you know, when he was a child, all this money, all this fame, all these material things. But he knows now that, what does all that mean? You know, when you get a certain age, like on that movie Scarface, you just sit back and say, what does all this really mean? What does it add up to? Was it worth it? That you sacrifice yourself. I feel that's what happened to Usher. He was sacrificed, y'all. I really do. At a very young age, very impressionable age, by these rich black men elites. And it took his essence. That's what it did. It took his essence. And I feel like he has the right that whenever he's ready, whenever he feels spiritually comfortable and strong enough to tell his story about how he was victimized and how badly he was. I pray that people will be very, very accepting and loving with open arms for him, just as well as they were with his good music, y'all. The spirits keep playing this particular song that he has over and over. I believe this is kind of when it happened. And he had a lot of cute songs when he was younger, y'all. A lot of cute songs. But I even think even then he was too young to be singing about, some things that he was singing about, if you know what I'm saying. But even then he was being turned out, y'all. And it's just sad. I hate the music industry. The stuff that I read on it is just terrible. And what it has become. And the sacrifices these young people have to make. The mother knows good and well why he was in the hospital. That's why she can't stand Diddy to this day. She don't like Diddy. She knows who he is, his little secrets, how he gets down and stuff like that, how he has lied to them about things. They trusted Usher in his care, okay? And as you know, just because this man had money don't mean you should have trusted him. You left Usher alone with this man for long periods of time. I'm talking about traveling, y'all, together, okay? And God only knows what could have happened. And well, we know, but, well, allegedly, right? But anyways, we know. And just doing this reading breaks my heart. It breaks my heart, right? Because I could pick up Usher's spirit, his way. And he was very innocent. This was a church going to school little boy, y'all. A bright little boy who had a singing talent, who was taken advantage of. And the fame and fortune looked so good to him. It looked so good at that time. But I think now he's just looking at it in a whole different light. Because he's mature. He's wiser. He's been through the ups and downs. I remember when I was talking to David Bowie. And you was not talking to David Bowie. I was talking to David Bowie. And he said, he was describing to me the difference in having money and the difference in not having money. Okay? And it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. And even in my life, y'all, I have met some pretty rich people, okay? Whether y'all know that or not. I've met important people, right? And I've been to their mansions. But I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Those people were the most loneliest, depressed people that really had like this empty hole, y'all. It's hard to explain. That just seemed like it couldn't be fulfilled with anything, not even partying, okay? So a lot of these people that I knew would hold these parties at their mansions and stuff, and had all that Victorian furniture, you couldn't sit on it, and all these rooms, and you're like, wow, I've never seen anything like this, right? It's crazy. But they're just lonely people, bored out of their minds, okay? with hardly anything to do. They do mostly everything, or they've done mostly everything. So they get bored with that, then they gotta find something else to do. And so I really learned then about money, y'all, like, and people. Very, very early on, actually. Um, I've seen people come and go trying to get a lot of money. I've seen people have it. I've seen people lose it. Um, it is what it is, right? And it is something very spiritual about money, whether you believe that or not. And I know now that the value of money has nothing to do with the value of life. You know, money can't buy perfect health. There's rich people right now dying of something they can't even pronounce what it is. All right. There's rich people right now laying in their mansion in the bed crying because they're really lonely. Right? It's so many things, right, that we don't see in the dark that people are really going through that have fame and money. Because they pretend to be one way on the outside. But what's going on in that inside is a whole different ball game, okay? And that's the part that I've learned. So I think that's kind of what's going on with Usher. He wants to, of course, as a Libra, look like this gentleman that's got everything going on, right? We've seen Usher fall, get up, fall, get up. So many things going on with him in relationships, his life, his health, different things like that. That proves that the dollar bill cannot buy everything. Okay? So I'm with Usher whenever he's ready. It's cool. It's cool. And I don't feel we should rush him into his confessions, as he says, that song Confessions. We should not rush him into that. Because I already know what happened. I can't even say half of it on YouTube. What happened to him that night he went to the hospital, y'all? Take a guess. But like I said, it's terrible. Allegedly, right? So I'll be glad when Diddy just gets on somewhere, because he has done enough evil and hurt in the world to people. He's just like just a bad thing lingering. You know what I mean? I want to say what I want to say, but again, as usual, I can't say what I want to say. But hopefully this does shed some light about Diddy and Usher. Again, he was just a schoolboy that went to church with his grandmother. This is where he was blessed with his gift. And it was misused. Alright? And he was sacrificed, and his essence was drained. This is what spiritual evil vampires do. And the people he was around, I can't even say sketchy enough. Okay? But Usher, we love you here at Crime TV. You've made wonderful songs and nice music for us to party to back in the day. And we appreciate that about you. And I have much, much support and love for you. Because I know what the word victim means. Okay? You was a victim. And there's no judgment here at Crime TV. and hopefully with those of my viewers as well. Alright, I knew this reading was going to be heavy, y'all. I know it. Once again, the Diddler has done his deed. I'm going to name it that. The Diddler has done another deed. And y'all know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, comment. We tell the truth at Crime TV. It is what it is, allegedly. Right? Y'all love that word. Anyway, I don't want to go any deeper into this. It is what it is. And I wish blessings for Usher and his family and all families that were victimized by the evil Diddler. Okay? Alright, thanks for watching. I love you guys. It's late and I'm already feeling sad about this reading. I'm going to try not to cry tonight. Alright. Y'all have a great night.